such in the template which is already pre-formatted with additional formula if you need further analysis. Sometimes you have to copy the headers, sometimes not, but it's really easy. It's just that for the deliveries, it's still a bit more manipulation, but we hope soon to have a better report for deliveries. Also, the added value is that you have a comprehensive sheet where you can analyze your rupture, your pre-rupture, your overstock, clipping stock, and everything on the same page. And this tab gives you also a projection of what is going to remain in your stock for the coming 6 months forecast. Then it's also possible to modify the AMC with the rupture. I will show you afterwards. And as you know, this AMC with rupture will trigger the alarms on the analysis tab. So it's more accurate in that way. And if the medical give you the FMC forecast monthly consumption, you can import it in UniField, export on the Excel sheet, and then the present AMC can be compared with the forecast. So it's a good tool also for the owner. Next, give you an overview of all the data available on this report. I will go more deeply to it when I will show you the Excel sheet. So in bold are the functional. Yes, so in bold here you have the functional tabs, and in the normal writing is the bar tables that helps you to get the indicators. Of course, not all of those tabs or data maybe are necessary. I don't know whether the medicals they want to have reception or deliveries or donation, loan or borrowing, but the tabs, the data which are essential for me is of course the inventory, global AMC analysis, pre-expired, expired damage. If you have product in your destruction area or in your analysis before, in your quarantine before analysis, it's possible also to add extra tabs, extra table on the tools. Aha, prerequisites, very, very important. What to do before extracting data? First of all, make sure that all your expired damage products are removed from your stock. Why? Because of course you will have false inventory level if you keep expired products as available stock. And in the table of particle forecast, it will give you false alarm as well. And in your table of soon expired products, the total value will also include the expired product. So we want to have the value of what is not going to give you false indication. Important, when you move your expired damage product out from the stock, make sure that you select the appropriate reason type. Is losses damage or losses expired? Because if you write loss scrap, for me it doesn't mean anything. So that's a bit the problems, and there is a new functionality to get rid of your expired product, which is mentioned here on the screen. Then complete, of course, your movements, because you have to close your picking, you have to close your field order, otherwise we are going to have a negative pipe. I will show you it's a bit the problems. Then make sure that all items has a price, a unit price. So we know that it's not the best UniField is not the best tool to have it, but there is a way to do it. Is you can import a standard list of price each time before you export your report, and then you will have accurate prices in your tool. But now I have been told that with this partial vertical integration of POs, it's possible also to have updated price. Then make sure that you update your expected date of receipt, because you will see it will have an impact in your forecast, in the political forecast table. And then it's possible to go through your incoming shipment, and you can update your date of expected reception in the header of the document or line by line. So that has to be done before exporting the report. Also, something very important here, you can see it's a print screen of 3 different functionalities: table, the political forecast report, the project likely to expire, and historic consumption. So to have my global IMC. Important is that the parameter AMC must be the same in the 3 reports. So if the best is to have the IMC over a period of past 6 months, because the templates are done in a way that you have column for six column possible. Then you select your global IMC. Here it was from 1st December to end of May. And when you select the AMC in your project likely to expire, you have also to select the same period. Also, in the political forecast, you have also to select AMC in the same period, because it must be comparable. Otherwise, we speak about pear and apple, which is not the best.
Caroline, can you show us again with the laser pointer to make sure that everybody sees the place you mentioned?
Je vais faire comme ça. I will do. Yeah. So here we speak about.
Pour écrire, tu dois cliquer.
Oui. AMC, right? So AMC same period. AMC same period, tac, and also AMC same period. Right? Sorry, I'm not expert in drawing. Then the forecast is calculated on a period of 6 months, right? 6 months. For concerning the soon expired product, we want to have a projection on the next 9 months. So here it was the date of extraction to end of February to get 9 months. This is the second part. Something that I forgot to say about your global IMC. Of course, if you start a database, if you have only 1 or 2 months consumption, you are going to select 2 months. It's no point of selecting 6 months, right? Then what is very crucial is that if you see in the periodical forecast and product likely to expire, it's not possible to select a date of selection. So if I export the report today, the date will be on 12th. And that's a bit a problem, because we need to have a coherence between the date of extraction of soon expired products, periodical forecast, and my inventory level. So that's why what we say is better to do at the beginning of the month as soon as possible, and to keep the same date also for the extraction of my inventory level. Then also the selections of period, date from to. We know that for reception, deliveries, and donation reports, right, it is movement within the months. But of course, it has to correspond to the day after the last extraction up to the day of the extraction, right? And okay, the ideas will be from 1st to 31, but 31 maybe is a Sunday, maybe it's a Saturday, so you have to make sure that the month is respected, right? So beginning after the last inventory level extraction and period date of new reporting. For loan and borrowing report, according to me, there is no sense, no logic to get the movement within the months, because the added value is to see the reimbursement. So you can decide with your owner which period you want to cover. For example, for the report of May, I would select from beginning of January, for example, so that you can see the reimbursement. Okay, so it's time maybe to go to the Excel sheet. If you have questions, don't hesitate to write it down, and it will be a pleasure for me to answer you afterwards. So I need to move.
So as a reminder, there is three ways to ask questions. You can either raise your hand, and then I will unmute you so you can speak loud and clear, and we'll all hear you to ask a question. You have the chat box, so we can start having a discussion over there in written, and you have the questions box.
Okay, I am almost ready, but everything is under control, I hope. How can I get this card right? Alors, this sheet, I will try to make it clearer as possible. I'll just take my note with me to make sure that I don't forget to tell you important messages. So I will go quickly to what is available. Of course, yeah?
Yes, so you can to make sure that you have a full screen view, I will switch off the camera from now on. And so don't worry if you don't see Caroline anymore, but you'll have a better view of the Excel document sheet.
Everybody knows me, no? So, well.
Okay, that's it. You're online in full
online, screen. Okay, so I still have what? Time enough to go through it. Maybe I can enlarge a little bit, make it bigger. Oula. Comment je peux faire un peu plus grand? View. No, it's okay. You can. I hope you can see. So the first page is stock indicators coming mostly from the analysis tab and from the pre-expired. Of course, I'm not going into detail, but you have the value. How can I make it a bit bigger? The view. View. Okay. Zoom.
Yeah, zoom.
Fit the selection. Ouf. No. Oula, oula, la.
No.
Sorry. I will do better zoom. I will do the selection.
No.
Hein?
Contrôle roulette.
Contrôle roulette. Ah oui. Ça descend, ça? T'es sûr que ça marche? Ok. Ah, voilà. Ça marche pas, hein, ça?
Mais tu pas ici.
Vers le bas.
Oui. Ok. Ouh! Mais non, allez. C'est quoi ça? Mais moi, j'ai un truc ici d'habitude. Sorry, because I don't have the usual screen.
Attends. Easier from the back.
Voilà. So, okay, let's keep like this. Right. Sorry for the disturbance. But nobody is perfect, huh?
Bruno is telling me that 100% size was just fine.
Yes.
So
Okay.
let's keep it.
So you have indicators on the number of items, items by line, ePrep, the value of medical stock, and ePrep if you have spreads in by family. You have the number of rupture and pre-rupture with the percentage of this comparing to your total item in stock. You can write note there. You have the number of items in overstock with the percentage compared to the total items. Same for sleeping stock. You have the value of overstock and sleeping stock with the percentage of on the total value of your stock. And here you have a nice graph that represents the percentage of your sleeping stock in yellow, your normal stock, and your overstock. Then you have also data on expired, the number of items expired, damage, the value of expired, the value of damage within the month, moved within the month. And you have also indicators on the number of items in pre-expired, means not consumed, with the percentage and the value. So that is the first page.
And all this value is automatically filled after you do your import copy paste in the table on the tabs.
So
is it correct, Caroline? Is it correct?
Yes, it's coming from the tab expired and damage, your tables, soon expired products, and also this analysis, right? So a global view give you the in value what you received, what you received and donate. Yes, this is received, sorry. This is the deliveries. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going into the details. And this is also the number of lines provided to your partners. Then also data on donation received in and out. Before expiry and standard donation. And it's true that those data comes from pivot table, and it's a bit copy paste. It's not so easy, but I don't have other way to do it. But it's not the major importance. Then inventory by items. An inventory by items, you can select with stock at 0 with a movement beyond before 6 months if you want. So you can also have the possibility to select that. You can have your inventory by batch number, same for ePrep, right? Then important is my global IMC. I hope that everybody can see it, right? So this all the data coming from, I have to show you, okay. This is the data coming from the tools, copy paste. So with the AMC, here we round up the AMC. We round up to the minimum if the decimal is below 0.5 and to the maximum up if it is over 0.5, because I have to follow the rules from the vertical forecast. The total out. Then here is the AMC copy paste from the tools. But imagine that I take an exam here for clotrimazole, you have a 0. In 1 month, you don't have any consumption. But the tools cannot make the difference between no consumption or if you were in rupture. So if you write, look and here, the number 39. If you write R, okay, my AMC is 47 because instead of dividing the total by 6, it divided the total by 5, right? And then this column allows to compare my adapted IMC to the normal IMC. And here I can see that my IMC revised is 17% over the normal IMC. And it is this IMC that will be taken in the analysis sheet, right? Then if you have the possibility to have an FMC, here the database I took didn't have any FMC, sorry. But if I take it, imagine I can write it, but okay, what I didn't say is that the formula, they are protected, but it's very easy to unprotect it. There is no passwords. If I write an FMC, okay, this is 39. If I write an FMC of 20, for example, right? And then the other column shows that my normal revised AMC is higher than my FMC. So it can be also a good indicator for the medicals if they have the FMC to compare whether my FMC is still accurate comparing to my normal consumptions, right? Let's go to the major. I still have 5 minutes, correct? Yep. Okay. Let's go to my
questions are dropping. So.
Well, analysis. This is my medical forecast coming from the tool. So quickly, I don't know whether you know the system. You have, okay, code description. What is important is the AMC, which is the same as my global AMC. And then you can see this is AMC from the table. And this is the AMC coming from my my global IMC, which is the same. Then you have a current stock, and then you have a column for the pipe.
Can you select the column when you mentioned?
Yeah. So let's go to the green one, first one. So unfortunately, we discovered that there is a bug just happening in this table. So I've done some changes manually to explain you the principle. So I will focus maybe on 3 articles so that you can understand. Then you have the quantity, yeah, here, yeah, which is going to expire. And of course, this quantity comes also from my pre-expired, you see. So my soon expired product, I can see that I have 88 bottles, which are going to expire in June, in November. So here, what is going to do the table is that every month, it will remove the consumption. So we do 186. So here there is no consumption. So every month, the same amount of bottle will remain. But month 6, it will deduct the expired. So you can have a good projection of the system. Here, it's a simple one. I have an IMC. So every month, the system will do 1,455 minus 85 equal minus 55 equal. So you can see what is going to remain in stock. Let's take an example. So here, normally it should be the same everywhere, but there is some bugs and the table doesn't deduct expired product and doesn't add pipe. here we have expiry and we have a pipe. So the system has done, yes, here. 196 is 2040 minus 70. Okay, 96. Minus my expired, because according to the other table is going to expire in month 2. Then the pipe, according to the expected receive date, the pipe is arriving month 3. So this is added to this, and we continue deducting the AMC. And then you have a forecast, right? So that is the principle of the tools, which for me is good. Why I told you that we had to close the picking list is because we can have negative, but you see, so if you don't close your picking list, you will have negative, and normally it will have impact on your forecast. But here we can see that in fact they have no thing in stock, so it's picking maybe open, waiting for the pipe to arrive. Then let's go to the pre-formatted formula, right? Where you can see item in pre-rupture, in overstock, in sleepy stock. Here you have the column with IMC with rupture, adapted with rupture if you had. Then this column is calculated how many months are going to last with my stock compared to this AMC. And this one doesn't include the pipe because I don't trust the update of the date. So this tell you that you're going to last 70 months. Then this is added the pipe. So, and this is the alarm point with something that I forgot to tell you, very important. At first, you have to write your parameter in this table. So the periodicity, the lead time, and the security stock, because you know that periodicity and security stock trigger the overstock, and lead time is security stock triggers the pre-rupture and the pre-rupture. So you can write, and the lead time you can write the theoretical read time, or according to the period you are in your international orders. If you order the lead time in 4 months, but you order 1 month ago, you still have 3 months to go before receiving the products. And then this is very important, because without that you are not going to have this pre-rupture and overstock. So quickly, if I go to pre-rupture, right? Here you can see that if I don't include the pipe, I last 3 months, but if I include the pipe, I last 5 months. The pre-rupture, I calculated without the pipe. So for you to go to see when is going to arrive really, right? But you can have a look also in the forecast. And you can filter on the blue color if you want to see where you have a difference between without the pipe and with the pipe, right? Then you have also possibilities to see your overstock. So overstock is when you are over the maximum stock. I'm not going to repeat the definition. Quantity in overstock and the value of overstock. Same for the sleeping stock. You can also filter on your sleeping stock, right? And all those indicators are copy-paste in the tab 1. Then, if you want to filter, because you have a sleepy stock, you have to see whether it is equipment or whatever, you have the possibility to filter by group and by family. That will help the medicals and you to make the analysis. Yes? The other tab are the pre-expired I guess you know, it tells you when it's going to expire, and all the data in bracket tell you what is not going to be used according to the consumption and will be lost, right? And important is that here you make me sure that you don't have expired product. And here you can see that, unfortunately, some expired products haven't been removed from the stock. And so this value will be added to the value of pre-expired, which is not really correct. Okay, it's not so important, but I have to tell you. And then we have the expired, okay, reception, and I can continue reception, donation, delivery, and loan. I'm not going to go to deliveries, donations, with all time pivot that you can just refresh, right? And if you have the possibility, borrowing, and you have the possibility to add, import FMCs if it is in the system, right? So maybe last, because I told you that I would tell you what to do when you don't have any consumption yet, right? If I go here, it's very simple. If you don't have any data, here, for example, we have only 1 month, what you can do is to take your average monthly consumption from the previous tool, from Easy Stock or from logistics. You import in the UniField S FMC, then you will have a column FMC here, and you will copy this one in that column. And then all your previous consumption from logistics will be considered as a FMC in UniField, and then you can select the parameter FMC. Then to finish, I will go back to the last slide. I can manage to, okay, but you can see it like this, right? I don't know how to make it. Yes. Because here I don't see the, sorry, you see, I still have to learn how it goes. Right. So, okay, but you can see it, no? Ah, c'était bon. Sorry. Okay. Of course, everything that I've explained you find in the work instruction in the Word document, where of course you PDF, yeah, PDF, sorry, yeah, where you can pointer options. I will do this one, okay, where you have explanation of what, when, who, in the prerequisite. You have a number 15 pages or this explanation with a print screen that tell you how to go step by step, that you can be a kind of beginners, you can manage with it. And if you want more information on how the formula is working, how to interpret the tables, you have a lot of information in the appendix, right? So that's it for me, and I'm ready for the questions. But of course, it's just, I hope that you will have not the feeling, but really the will to try it, at least this report, because it's the standard one, is the best report that I can propose for the time being. But I'm very open to any suggestions, proposition, innovation to improve this tool. But first, you can try it to share with your pharmacist, with the medical, at least to share data available, and I can have feedback, and we can work together and improve the document. Thanks for your listening, and let's go to the questions. I still have 20 minutes, and of course, Emir is there. I will. So you are going to show me again, I guess.
Yes, you are online. You are online.
Me are online. It's a pity because I cannot see you.
We are all
I'm
online.
talking to a
right.
webcam, to a microphone, and that's it.
Okay, thank you, Caroline and Emir, to be here. We have a first question. It's a long question from Amal. I will read it for you because it had to left, obviously. So allow me to. Oh, question are dropping. So it's a question about the prerequisite for reporting. Yeah. What if we cannot close all picking and FO since we are doing local purchases in our mission? How much are these indicators accurate? Since not all sleeping stock are considered as sleeping. Some items should be in stock, like emergency drugs, are not always used. Or some instruments and equipments that do not have a routine may be used recently with no previous consumption, so automatically the system will consider them OS. Let's say that's the first long question from Amal.
Yes, are there similar question to that? No.
Sorry?
Okay. In fact, the fact that the picking is open, you will not have a good forecast. So you are not going to see really month by month what is going to remain in your stock because it's negative. But the indicators in terms of pre-rupture based on the what there is in stock and pre-expired is remaining. So it's not, I would say, it's not catastrophe, but you cannot have a double check by comparing the indicators with this forecast of what is going to remain in stock. I don't know whether I'm clear, or maybe you have another answer. They can see my screen if I show the Excel sheet. No,
yes,
I can. Yes. So what I'm meaning is that here.
I think about because I think it's in Lebanon, Egypt.
Yeah.
Local purchase.
You see, you don't see anything. That's a bit. Yes, it's okay. All those indicators. This one is okay. Of course, in the number of months remaining with the pipe, that will not be correct because you have negative pipe. But if you consider as the pre-rupture I triggered based on this column, it's not a problem. Of course, you cannot see very well all those here, the month one, what is remaining because it's false. So, okay, it's not blocking, I would say, right? I hope that I've answered your questions.
Yeah, and we will make the questions available for all and some written answer as well, because this one was a very long question. Unfortunately, it's too long. I cannot copy paste it for the moment. I will give the voice to Basit. You are now unmute. Maybe you can share with us the question you mentioned. Basit, sorry, you need to speak closer to your mic, making sure that everybody can hear you.
Hello? We cannot hear you.
There's a lag.
Yeah, or maybe you can write the question. Yeah. Go on.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please go ahead with your question. You posted it a few minutes ago.
Okay, actually, I just wrote the question and I texted you guys. But the question is like, suppose if the order is initiated from the project and like I want to know the pipelines, because the pipelines in coordination, like it is not reflecting to the reality, like it disturbs the ruptures and all these things and become overstuck. So can you guys sort it out, like the pipelines?
Do I understand the question? If I understand, you speak about. I'm not sure I understood the question. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
Hello, Basit. This is Emin. Like, from I understood from your question, is like if the order is coming from the project, right, and the pipeline.
Yeah.
So if it's coming from the project, this medical reports needs to be done in the project.
Yeah, it has to be done in each stock, of course.
In each stock, yeah, exactly. So it's not done in the coordination, but it's done in the project. So you can see the pipeline, what you've been ordering to the coordination of by the project.
So, of course, an important thing that maybe I didn't mention, but it was so obvious for me, is that this report has to be done in each medical report, in each medical stock. If you have a stock at capital level, of course, you are going to do that. If you have a stock at project level, you do your own report, exactly the same, but on your project stock.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, like this is centralized stock. You know, for the projects we have the stock here in coordination, and this is centralized stock. So suppose the pipeline, suppose if I'm doing something for the project or orders, so like the pipelines for me, like the question is that how UniField we will extract the pipeline, the correct pipelines from UniField.
But the pipelines, if you go, maybe you can explain in the incoming shipments, you update the dates, and then it is automatic return here the pipeline, and the pipeline will be deducted according to your update expected received date. You can explain. I am clear.
Not exactly. Maybe I can just rephrase the question. So the situation that we have is that when we do this report for coordination, we are looking at the stock that we have in the centralized house, right? But the pipelines will reflect at the project instance because the orders are initiated from the project. So then when we are analyzing
your pipe is what you are going to, when you are going to receive in Islamabad, is the pipeline to your stock.
Yeah.
In Islamabad, it's not the pipeline from Islamabad to
Karachi or to Banjul.
yes, to Timur Gaha. If they had, for example, UniField Timur Gaha, they will have the pipeline from Islamabad to Timur Gaha. Because it's a centralized stock. So
then you need to do the medical report in Timur Gaha.
In Timur Gaha as well, yeah.
The pipeline.
The pipeline. If you have back orders from Islamabad to Timur Gaha, of course, this will be the pipeline.
But
from
if you want
stock to central stock.
But if you want to, because when you want to have this monthly report for coordination, it will not show you the pipeline from MSF supply to coordination. That will only reflect in the project report.
No, it is reflect the pipeline from the coordination to the MSF supply, because the pipeline it's reflect the incoming shipment. So if the incoming shipment is from MSF supply, so it will reflect there on the pipeline. Yeah, the pipeline is equal to the expected received date of your incoming shipment from, for example, from MSF supply or from other supplier if it's a local purchase.
Okay, we'll look at it, but this is the challenge that we're seeing with us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So may I suggest that Emir and Karim will come back to you? I would like to go through the other questions. One from else. I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, some of you are facing some sounds issue. I did some checks here. It seems okay for most of you. I don't know what to do better. But the question from else is about, we missed the part of how the R for rupture is determined. Could you explain when you put an R for rupture, And what is the definition? For example,
Okay.
it is when stock consumption is 0 and there was a demand. What if we could only supply a partial quantity and be in rupture during the months?
Yes, okay. First of all, this is the tools which is available on the hooks, right? Where you write all the information, the date of request, and indeed is when your stock is a 0 or that you cannot fulfill the demand is really a rupture. If you can provide partially.
Sorry, is this done
Yes, it's manually. Yes,
so
that is done.
UniField,
No, no, that is not from UniField because, okay, UniField suggests that you are in rupture if you have stock at 0 and you still have a consumption, but UniField doesn't know whether these items will continue to be in stock. So it's something really parallel manually that you have to fill, and then date of receipt, and then you can see the number of days you are in rupture. And if you think that you have at least 1 month, there is an added value to complete, to adapt your AMC. And then there is also a working instruction to explain this. There is something parallel. Now, if you provide partially, okay, there will be a kind of a back orders from the software stock to the project, and the project will be in rupture when they don't receive anything anymore from the capital stock. So a rupture is really when you cannot answer the demands linked to this one in the tools. And in the Excel sheet, it's also calculated that you don't have anything in stock or to last less than 1 month. This is the way the formula is done. Right?
Okay, Else, you are on mute if you want to react to the answer of Caroline, maybe?
Because what normally this file needs to be provided to the owner, because the owner needs to know that you are in rupture for how long, an alternative will be decided.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me, but
Yes.
the audio is very bad, so we didn't really. I think the big shift is even would impact on the average, but also.
Who is talking?
If we use the reduced number of the consumption, which is not the real consumption that was asked, it also has impact on the average.
Else you are cut, so I'm not sure that.
Did you understand the question, or?
Not really. No, not really. No.
Hello.
It was cut because we didn't hear the whole phrase.
Can you try to repeat one more time? We'll see if the sound with Juba is better now.
But I'm not sure that answers. Right?
Okay, and so I suggest you try to write down if you have a reaction to the answer given by Caroline, and we'll come back to you, right?
Maybe to answer your question, or disruptive file, you need to have it, and you have the possibility to update the AMC, which is not really compulsory, but which is advisable. So if you don't have this file yet, you have maybe to see to consider when you are in your pre-rupture, to consider your IMC in a different way. But it's true that it's advisable to have it and give a good overview. So okay, these items a bit different from the normal MS30.
No.
Sorry.
So the main question from Else is
the second one. Yeah.
What if you deliver during the month, but you cannot deliver all due to rupture? Do you put a R, or do you put the consumption even though it's lower?
When the consumption will be there automatically.
Yeah, the consumption, of course, will be
Recorded automatically.
Yeah, will be less.
Then you have also rupture. You need to put here the rupture.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. On the file, no, you don't have to write the rupture because you still have some in stock. We understand your question. Whether you will put a R. Good questions. I would say if you feel that it will have an impact on the AMC. It's the first time that somebody asked me this question, but of course AMC will be less. But if you find that yes, it will alter the AMC, you can put the R. You can put the R. Yes, but that's why it's better to see also with the medicals. But in the end, you are going to be totally in rupture. So it's just before to be in rupture totally. Yeah. But it's more, yeah. So up to you to see whether it works and it will alter the AMC. Okay. But normally, if we keep the definition, let's put when you have nothing in stock and you have a demand.
All right.
Right?
We will follow up on that.
Yes, yes, but a good question. I have to think about it.
And exactly. It's mentioning that both will impact the average.
Both what?
Whether you put the R or you put the consumption, even if it's low. But we will check on that and forward.
But the consumption will come by default from UniField. If you provide less, of course the AMC will be less. So you are not going to don't have to change the concept itself. It's just that when you have a zero on the historical consumption, that you can see whether it is zero is because no demand or because of a demand not fulfilled. So it's more when you have a zero on the line that you can adapt with R. Let's keep like this, otherwise it's true that we can go to different directions.
Okay, thank you, Caroline. I will unmute Saidu. Saidu, to make sure that the sound is good for as much people as possible, I will read your question. So your question is about the idea of having a global AMC, where in every project is designed based on their activities and cannot be on the same for others. What we are trying to compare or could be explained better. I see this seems a bit different from the normal MSR, CSR, and SMS that are used by all the OCs. That's your first part of the question.
Yes, okay, I understand your question. But if you want to see the AMC by project, by partner, I would say, yeah, by client, there is another way. You can have also these historical conceptions by projects, a bit more, let's say, manipulation, but there is a work instruction to do on the OOPS. If they want to see the global IMC by project, that is possible also to get from UniField, and you can interpret the this AMC. But if I think about OCA, the order, it's by, they have also global AMC, and they don't have AMC by unit in the other tools. So, but if you want to see the AMC by project, not on this report, but there is a work instruction on the OOPS that explains you how to do it. So you can do it, yes, by client. I don't know whether this is the answer. Why the tab event
Saidu, you are online now, so if you can try to speak loud and clear close to your mic.
Yes. Yes, I am online. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was just curious to know, because I saw on the tabs display that there was a column for a global AMC, and for which,
Yes.
if you are running a project which is quite different, you wouldn't want to go into all of that, because looking at global AMC will have to give you a whole lot of details about some other activities that you are not really bothered about. So I wanted to know, why not we narrow it down to your project, as the case may be. That is the more reason I was focusing on the global AMC, because so that it does not allow the report to be confusing. That's the more reason why I asked the question of the global AMC.
Yeah, but you position yourself as a centralized stock, I guess. Your question
Yes.
is
Yeah.
linked to, yeah. So you need to have global AMC to trigger the alarms. You need one parameter gathering all the distribution to the different units, right? But if you want to analyze more the trends by project, okay, there is another instruction on the OOP that explain you how to get data and to have this historical conception by unit or by let's say partners. And if you work with the racks, so now there is a systematic table to get historical conception by units. So, but if you have centralized stock, you need one parameter. And what is going out to the different projects is more distribution. It's not really conception. It's more at project level that you have to do this kind of analysis, what is distributed to each unit. And to have more the historical conception by unit. And in project level, you work with the rack, with more other configuration, and there is a very easy system to get this historical conception at project level. But at central level, you need a global AMC to launch your alarms.
Yeah, okay.
But you can have also the historical conceptions by projects, but I'm not sure that it will help. It's more at project level that you have to be focused on that.
Yeah, that is okay now, because I now got the point. The reason why the global AMC should be there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. One last question, and goodbye to Nicola, who has left and says thank you. That's good to hear. At least it was okay. Christina, you are online now for your final question.
Yes, thank you. It's a question from our pharmacist, and I also am not able to answer her. But she's observing that in UniField some items in our medical stock do not have a batch number, and she's wondering whether the fact that there is no batch number associated to certain items, but they do have an expiry date, but not entered in UniField apparently. If this affects the ruptures and pre-rupture data in this report. Correct? You can intervene. Yeah, I'm trying to interpret your... Does that make sense?
Yes.
Of course, yes, it will have, in the report, it will not be shown that you have pre-expired in medical forecast. And then, of course, it will make maybe a certain quantity available for a certain month according to the AMC. And it's true that instead of being available 5 months, for example, it will be available 3 months. But that's why you need to follow that in a parallel way. In Excel file, I will try to solve the problem from the basis. I'm not happy with that at all. But you need to have a parallel file. I can think, because my purpose is also to create a tool to have a better follow-up in parallel, and I can think how to import maybe some data in the empirical forecast. And but it will be yes, manual. I don't think that we can import this empirical forecast. So it's really a parallel system. Unfortunately, it's a bit like the in EasyStock that we used before. We had to do in parallel because the system was not intelligent to do it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. So I don't have a good answer for you. It's a parallel follow-up, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we are all aware that it's not ideal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Not sure it was a good question to finish then this webinar, but something that we don't have in control. All right. Any very last question before we close this webinar? Of course, it will be available. It's recorded. All the written questions I have will be also being answered and shared with you as participants. And I guess Emir and Caroline are still available if you have any questions for this
Don't forget to
MR.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Emir?
No, if you have question about UniField, always send an email to unifieldsupply@brussels.msf.org.
Okay. Is it the words of conclusion? So
Yes.
any problem, contact Emir via the address of UniField.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Any question, technical questions on the tools, of course, contact me. Last information, I still have to modify a bit the work instruction, but I hope by the end of the week, or beginning of next week, it will be available on the OOPS. Anyway, a communication will be done to all the missions, informing that the final version is available on the OOPS. And so you will have all these tools for your next report end of June, and all your feedback is really welcomed. And but please try it and share with your owners. That's my wish.
All right. Thank you very much, Caroline. Thank you very much to all of you. See you in 1 month for the next webinar. You will receive invitation in a couple of weeks or so. So I wish you a great end of day and goodbye from Brussels. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, everybody. You're still going to hear me in the COVID bonds. Don't worry.
Okay.
C'est fini maintenant.
No.
Hop. Qu'est-ce qui était en ligne?
Et ça t'entends ou pas?
Ça a été ou pas?
C'était sportif.
Ouais. Oui.